Hey guys, and welcome back. I know it has been a long time. Welcome to the What the Farm Girl channel. I have been gone for a long time and you guys have really blown me away. As you may remember, I have been busy working on my cabin. Not necessarily because I wanted to, which I did, but I didn't have a choice because my computer pretty much just exploded. Man, you guys blew me away with your show of support, with all of your well wishes and all of your prayers. There's no words to describe the amount of love you guys showed me. You know, just being able to re-gear myself onto a different project was so nice. And you guys are so understanding. The good news is we are jumping back into it. Now you guys will get to see the cabin project coming up in probably about a month. We have a lot of catching up to do, but don't worry, you guys will get to see this cabin. Here's a little sneak peek. You thought I was actually gonna show you the inside? No, it is amazing, and I'm not gonna give away how it came out, but you guys are gonna have your minds blown. If Eric can walk in after criticizing the whole project and say, wow, this looks amazing, you better believe it's gonna look freaking awesome. Daddy! Bopper! Thanks. My dog just ran up down to the field because she was convinced that I was gonna go down there right now and do some farm work. Oh, jeez. But you thought Mom was gonna get on the tractor. Oh, here you go on that one. Come on. Daddy, you gotta come up here. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. We need a baby. Let's go. Come on. You have to do everything for you. Do you feel better now? Hold on. Woo. It's a little chilly. So I've had some time to think about it, and I know you guys are going to want to see some of the stuff that's been happening over the last several months. Plus, you definitely don't want to miss all of our haymaking videos. It was an epic hay season, let me tell you. Here's some sneak peeks on what went on this summer that you guys are gonna get caught up on in the next several weeks. Enjoy. All right.
Hold up.
Do you have any last words?
Not really.
Pumpernickel? On the road again. All right, so this is gonna be the first cutting for this tough field. Oh, I'm so nervous. Wow, on this field, I can't go that fast. It's just impossible. Well, I think it's definitely full. So this is a quick video on what to do if you look back and you've got a giant long string with no knots on it. There he goes. I don't even think Eric's ever even used the cutter before. I mean, if he has, it was years ago. All right, so this is our hay. I mean, man, this stuff, you literally could almost bale it today, and that's after 24 hours. But that wasn't all that happened. We also had our very first wedding. Eric's daughter got married. But man, you gotta love those Ariat boots. They're so versatile. If you guys are interested in taking a look at this pair, there's a link in the video description. And if you'd like to check out all of the rest of their collection, be sure to hit the link down below in the video description and the discount code so that you can save money on your next pair of Ariat boots. Whew. It is such a nice day. I am really enjoying this. I hope you guys have been well. Let me know in the comments down below what cool things you guys have gotten to do this summer. You know, because I like to live precariously through all of my friends, and you guys are included. So let me know what awesome things you guys got to do this summer. Because even though I'm not doing anything awesome, I still like seeing the awesome things you guys are doing. And lastly, there's one last thing that I have to present to you guys right now, simply because time is running out. As you guys know, a lot of products are in short supply. Like, stuff is sold out everywhere. So I definitely don't want you guys to miss out on this. And you know, with the growing food shortage, I think this is really applicable. You guys are really gonna have to watch this. And I am so curious to see how this pans out. So without further ado, let's take a look. Quick, you haven't seen Eric, have you? Is he still at work? Oh, phew, okay, that's good. We have to get this done really quickly. You see, Eric doesn't want any more structures put up out here because he says it's too cluttered. However, with the growing food shortages in stores, especially with produce, I feel like this is something we really should have on hand. And I think anybody who can fit it in their backyard should have one of these. But Eric says, I have a black thumb and I can't grow anything. That's not fair. Okay, so I have a hard time keeping things watered. It's hard when things are so far from a water source. I really can grow stuff, I swear. See, look, it's a blueberry plant. I planted it 3 years ago and it is still alive. Well, okay, so it's the same size as it was 3 years ago when I first planted it, but I didn't kill it. And look at everything else I managed to grow. Okay, so I grow weeds really great, and I do a fantastic job of growing grass. I don't have much time to weed. I am a busy person, but I have managed to grow stuff. Okay, so it was growing at one time. Well, guys, let's face it. I am doomed to grow anything at all. I am too busy and too distracted and too forgetful, and the weather is too volatile because even if I manage to water stuff, this crazy weather goes from hot to freezing cold overnight. And while you saw what happened with my hayfield, 80 degrees, then frost the next day, what are the vegetables supposed to do? So I thought, you know what? Isn't this why people invented greenhouses? I mean, come on. You control the weather, you have access to water, you don't have animals eating this stuff, and it's a little bit harder to forget about everything involved. And plus, I think you don't have as many issues with weeding, right? So I got to looking at greenhouses. And I found out pretty quick that they're a little bit out of my price range, especially when I don't exactly have a track record to show that I actually can grow stuff besides grass. And then when I saw this one come down the pipeline, I was really excited because A, it looks super easy to put up. B, if it fails, I'm not out a lot of money. So without further ado, let's test this out. And then you guys stay tuned because we're gonna run it through winter and see A, if I can heat it very creatively, B, if I can water it very creatively, and C, if I can keep this thing running off grid with those prior two options and manage to get something to grow without killing it, I will consider this project a great success. Let's go. Hey, I found a bag. Inside the bag we have the directions, and in the back we've got some stakes, some screws, some nuts. It takes a hex screw or a Allen wrench, and we have the directions in color. Pull our pieces out. You're going to want to grab yourself a knife to cut off the industrial strength saran wrap on these poles, and also grab an electric drill and an 11mm socket. It gives you an Allen wrench included in the kit, but a socket will definitely make it a lot easier for you, especially with an electric drill. So we're gonna go ahead and connect them together, and then we're going to connect on our short ends. Now, one side of your tent is gonna have 8s, the other side is gonna have 7s. Right here we have the tricky corner pole. These are on opposite ends on either side of the tent, and it's just a stabilizing brace. And we also have this end part too that's gotta go on there somehow. Hey, there we go, we got it. Now, if you're doing this by yourself, you're gonna wanna keep things somewhat tight, enough so that the unit can hold its shape. You can always use the extra poles to prop it up too. If you're doing it with a partner, well, you don't need to keep everything so tight. And you are going to loosen those screws up again when you connect new parts in. So just keep that in mind and do not whatsoever over tighten any of your screws. These poles are aluminum and they will cave in if you tighten them too much. So now the top brackets are going to go under the hoops. This is important because, you know, we want our plastic resting on the hoops and not on the side supports. Insert the male ends into the female ends and the female ends over the male ends. Yeah, for whatever reason, this one side just gave me the biggest pain in my butt. It just was not squaring up straight. No matter what I did, I could not get the holes to line up. I spent probably an hour just trying to get this dumb hole in there. I finally ended up taking several pieces completely apart and just putting this curved piece on its own and then reconnecting everything back together again. And that finally worked. Most of this stuff will go together pretty easily. Once in a while, you get a couple pieces that just don't want to line up. And that's why, again, sometimes keeping some of this loose is really going to help you with that part. And then last, we put the side rails on, just because they're easier to get to at the end. All right, so I got all of the posts on. Let's double check to see if we have any posts left. Nope, it is all clear. In case you're wondering what these are actually end caps and end screws. So these go over all of your metal pieces to keep them from digging through your tarp. I honestly have never seen a kit that's had anything like that. That's pretty impressive. That's really nice to see that they took that extra step to include that. So now we have these little screw caps. These are made to fit right over the end of the screw and the knot, and they sit on very nicely if your screws are installed correctly. And lastly, we have the end caps. These go on either end of the rails, and if it fits a little bit tight, that's good. If it fits a little bit too loosely, you might need to torque down your screws just a little bit more, and then they'll be all set. So we are now going to put the cover on. This is possibly going to be either the hardest part or the easiest part. Also, be sure to make sure ahead of time to have an anchoring system ready to go so that when you do get the tarp on there, you can secure it immediately. So depending on your wind conditions and your ground, I'm actually going to use these. These are about maybe 14 inches end to end. With a greenhouse, you want the major sides to face east and west so it can soak up as much sun as possible. However, you also want to make sure that your front and back ends are not facing exactly where the wind is going to be blowing. All right, here we go. It's actually more tubular shaped than I was expecting. Like, I'm so used to all of the other shelters where you have to super cinch it on the ends and really get everything tied in. This is all one unit. So I'm interested to see how well it's actually gonna go over and how nice it's gonna look. All right, I am gonna say that that has been the easiest tarp I have ever put on a round top shelter in my lifetime, and I've done a lot. This, having one whole unit you pull over, yeah, I did it all by myself. I didn't have anybody helping me. It is just short enough that I can reach it very easily and pull it around. But because it's one contained shell, so much easier, so much easier. So right here we have a ventilation door. So if it's hot in the summertime, you can pull this up. You can still keep critters out, including bug critters or four-legged critters, and allow some ventilation through your greenhouse for the summertime. We're not going to be using that because we're growing in the winter time. So we're going to close this up. And this is plastic that's been reinforced with a type of roped webbing material. And here is our normal door. The whole thing actually splits on both sides and you can roll it up, but I don't need to do that. It is so crazy how much different it sounds in here. This is just plastic, but it's already making a huge difference just with the sound levels. Okay, so these are all Velcro, and they Velcro on the outside, so you can roll them up and then tie them off if you need specialized ventilation. But wow, it is heating up in here a lot already, like majorly. I am sweating. All right, I am pleased with that so far. All right, so as I go through and I continue to tighten down the edges, it's gonna pull this canopy a little bit tighter. I don't know that it's gonna be completely taut just because there's not really any way to cinch it down. Overall, I definitely give this product a thumbs up. All right, guys, so definitely stay tuned. If you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and click that bell, because this is just the start of the greenhouse. This is just getting it up. Now we have to go through and I have to figure out what kind of beds I'm gonna do, at least for right now. I might do something different in the springtime, we'll see. I'm running short on time, obviously, winter's almost here. We're also gonna be looking at ways to heat this. So if you guys have great ideas, definitely post them in comments down below. I have a couple of things that I'm really excited to try, and we're going to store water in here and have an off-grid watering system. So it could be a complete disaster. It could be a raging success. Who knows? That's why you have to stay tuned. And upcoming next are all of the haymaking videos while I get this thing prepped out, and then we'll revisit it. And don't forget, we will also see the cabin videos too. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really love seeing you guys back again. And if you know of anyone who would love to see this video, pass on the link to them. And if you're interested in learning more about this Quicktent greenhouse, there is a link in the video description. You can visit it there. And like I said before, even if you don't want to use it for this winter, I would highly suggest, if your weather is decent, put the shell together now, get it anchored into the ground, and then when you're getting ready to plant, just pull the canopy over. So easy. And if you're going to plant in the winter, post in comments down below. Tell me what you are going to be planting. Maybe I should plant it too. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.